everyone, it's Phil Cooper with TRC. Welcome back. We're at the Highland Church project. Wrapped up all the shingling and a lot of things. We're just down to the punch list and some of the custom features. Right next to me I have a fiberglass steeple. So tomorrow we're going to be wrapping it up. We got to do the counter flashing, but before that we want to green light, make sure our guys installed the underlayments and some of the flashings appropriate before we secure to a fiberglass structure. So we're out here today. We have our pretty much the pan flashing in the front. We have baby tins in accordance with the shingles, and then underneath this we actually have that ice and water shield around this entire structure, going up about 5 to 6 inches beneath it. And then we just secured it with kind of a mechanic tape here until our carpenter can come back and flash it. So we just want to highlight when you run into these custom type details, because you don't want to just nail into a fiberglass steeple as well. So tomorrow we're going to actually come back, do a custom white with a bend, and then we're going to properly secure it. One, so it doesn't ruin the structural integrity, but also that it's properly secured and sealed above to minimize the chance of water as well. So just want to highlight that, some of the precautions we take with custom details. So now I'm up here just to assess punch lists or things that we would like cleaned up before we proceed with warranty and invoicing. So a few items just going to show you. So this roof right behind us actually has a rubber membrane by the HVAC. It used to actually go all the way over here. So due to some issues we found with that membrane, we actually did shingles a little further. So that brings up our first punch list. Right where everything ends and drains, we kind of want this membrane, which wasn't part of the contract, we still want our guys to come back and adhere and seal it, because there's still a little loose membrane. It's sealed here, but if we can terminate, close this off, that minimizes maybe a chance of a wind-drawn rain getting under that membrane. So that's one punch list thing we're going to clean up, so then we know that roof's complete. The other ones are kind of more minor, so we're going to walk on the back side, which is kind of a lead boot, which is tied to your soil stacks and your plumbing. It's a 20-minute walk. So you'll see there's probably about 10 lead boots all over. A lot of them are in good standing. This one we're just going to clean up. The guys are coming back anyways to do a few things that we want. The beauty of the lead, it goes inside this PVC channel for about 2 to 3 inches. This is really minor, but if we can clean this up, get it closer in, just so there's no potential water hitting this little gap. So that's an item. And sometimes we do have to face nail, so like that lead stack is secured, but due to the plywood and how we had to do it, we actually did tack it so it's down. We want caulk and sealant over that roofing nail to prevent rusting and maybe a nail popping out at some point. And then the last punch list, similar exposed nails, but these are actually washer screws. So we had to do a new rip the wall flashing here to resecure that fascia. Again, this ice and water shield under all this goes up it. These have actual washers where it tightens, but we would like to caulk these. So anytime you see a nail on a roof, we like to seal it. And again, we're doing our punch list walkthrough. It's something we can do within 5 or 10 minutes as well. So when the guys are out here, it's about 90, 95 degrees, super hot. These are the things, it might be 5 o'clock, end of the day. So we'll just redistribute them here, take care of all these little punch lists as well. Yeah, because they caulked these, and they didn't do it because those are washers. Overkill, maybe, but why not?